long did I just talk without saying anything to you guys? Okay, so hi, my name is Dixie. I am here and coming at you live in Portland, Oregon with the old portrait mode because it's a little less shaky while I drive. I'm not really wanting to look at the camera. I want to look at the road, my side view mirrors, my rear view mirror, etc., etc. Hopefully I don't look like super dorky, but like whatever. I guess really I'm just here to talk. I was talking about my experience with the prophetic conference. And so I think it was like the Factory of God. I think that's what it's called. Factory of God. Prophet Richard was the speaker, was the sermon, the pastor. I don't know how this goes. I personally believe that I've met Jesus more than once. I believe that I'm kind of hard-headed, rebellious by nature, protected always. I think I've been protected since I was teeny tiny. I feel like I lived through some stuff at a very young age and believe that angels, help me. I also believe that angels and aliens are one and the same. So hey, hi, I'm one of those. Because really, if you think about like the definition is something that is not of this world. Okay. So I'm not saying that like angels are gray men or anything like that. I'm just saying. Okay. So, like I have been a tool. I believe that God let me be in the dark world because he knew a few things. Number one, he was going to protect me and keep me from major harm. Number two, he knew that he had a job for me. And number three, that the job for me is going to be being able to reach people who are in the dark world, have been in the dark world, or about to go into the dark world, so that I can connect with them and explain to them what they're going through in such a way that they know for sure I know what I'm talking about. Like it's not lip service. It's not, I read an article, I talked to Joe Schmo, you know what I mean? Like it's real. Because of that, I'm sure that my gifts have helped people through my journey. I've helped both people in the dark and people of the light. Mostly people of the dark, in the dark. More recently, I've been really dealing with some spiritual warfare, like majorly, and I'm not really sure, like I think that there are human beings that are, at play, obviously. There's a part of me that's like, oh, so-and-so is the puppet master or so-and-so, but really when I think about it, it's the enemy is the one that convinces people to do these things. I think that Jesus is the answer. I honestly, I can't say that Jesus is the only answer. Like I'm still an omniist. Like I still believe that our God is so much greater than just Jesus. I believe that all in all, I believe time exists, clearly, you know, we go around the sun and stuff like that. But I also believe that that God's angels can maneuver through space and time different than we here, you know, in the third dimension. So I believe that God has tried to get humans to change and you know, like get away from evil through many means. I don't think that that is too far-fetched. I don't see why people don't just automatically know that, you know, like that to God it could be all at the same time. Boom, I'm gonna put this I'm gonna put this representative over here in Asia, I'm gonna put this representative over here in India, I'm gonna put this representative over here in Turkey, Iraq, you know, I'm gonna put this, you know, this one over here in the Americas, you know, and to us it could be completely different times, you know, like different eras, but to God it could be all at the same time. Boom. Because, like, think about it, like, if humanity is so old and he's thinking, how do I get these humans to chill the F out, okay? Like, maybe not say F, but you know what I mean? Like, how do I get these humans to chill and stop hurting each other, you know, the R word each other, you know, unaliving each other, stealing from each other, abusing, enslaving each other, all of those things. God didn't create us to do that. But because he created us and loves the ones, I mean, he loves all of us, but he loves the goodness that we can do so much that he's like, I will continue to put time and energy, human time and energy, into my creation, my children. And so I'm going to try to connect with them different parts of their, because I believe that God created each and every creature to have the ability to evolve. Hello, why does it have to be one or the other? Like, why, if I'm going to create a robot that I have to send to Mars, okay, and I figure out how to make it so that it has the capacity to fix itself, and to not only fix itself but also to adapt and maybe rewrite some code or something like that so it can continue to survive. Why wouldn't I do that? So anyway, so that's what I believe. I have a lot of beliefs that fall outside of the norm, because I think that clearly we're not getting it. And I'm not the only one who has thought of this, I'm sure. Like, I can't say that I've really spoken to anybody or read it anywhere, but I mean, I know that I'm just one of billions of people, and over time, I don't know how many that is, trillions, quadrillion, I don't know, but so I am inspired by many of the good parts of the religions that I've been exposed to and looked into. I'm even inspired by the good parts that people have carried into their belief that there is no God, which sounds weird, but the fact that humans can naturally want to think that we are here alone doesn't surprise me. The part where they still want to do good, they still want to have morals and values and ethics that are based on treating each other good instead of doing it for an outside reason, like not going to hell. that's good. That's what God wants. He just wants us to stop hurting each other. So that's my point of view, my personal point of view. I don't believe that God is going to send me to hell for thinking this. I mean, so I didn't always totally believe in Jesus, because to me, as somebody who grew up around atheists and agnostic people, it was kind of like, I mean, is religion really for us or against us? Like the organized religion part, the part that's like, give us your money, you have to do this or you're gonna go to a bad place. Like those things seem really controlling. And to people who are raised in an environment where they're taught morals and values and ethics without those pieces, and you're still able to do good, and then you see that part and you're like, why? Like, why? So that's, like, I think that's a gift. I think that God is able to guide each and every one of us, and I believe that he does. I think our free will is the ability to recognize it and to appreciate it in a way that's like, I see the goodness and I'm choosing to stick with it, because there is the opposite. There's the enemy, and the enemy is, a spirit, I don't know if the spirit inhabits physical bodies, or if there are some particular physical bodies that are literally like Satan, like beings that have been here for millions of years, I don't know, thousands, whatever. So I've had these beliefs for a long time. In 2019, I started learning more about Jesus, and in 2023, and I started believing, right? I believed in the goodness that following Jesus's teachings actually have on people if they really put it to good use, instead of using it as a tool to like separate themselves from people, because that's unfortunately what I see people do, is they like use the teachings of Jesus instead to actually look inward. They look at it and they say, oh, I believe it, and now I'm gonna judge you because you don't believe it, which is that's not it. So in 2023 is when I had an emotional breakdown. I've mentioned this before, and I really started digging into like researching if there actually was a man named Jesus. I liked watching the YouTube videos where they actually went to the biblical sites and spoke about the things that have been recorded. Those were the things that kind of convinced me that there was a man named Jesus, a live man here on earth, and that his ability to teach people through parables and stuff like that speaks to me, because I think and speak in analogies a lot. It's just how I am, and so I like that part. And even before 2023, when I had my emotional breakdown, I was like, dealing with spiritual warfare, and I knew it was spiritual warfare. And that's the thing, is like, you can't believe in the evil without believing in the good, and vice versa. You can't believe in the good without believing in the evil. It's like they're both here. It's a yin and yang thing, And I believe that there are pieces of each in every single one of these religions that is true, like a puzzle, you know, like the information, because humans are faulty in our memories and translating and stuff like that, that there's going to be aspects of complete truth in each and every one of them. And that's like where discernment comes in, because we have to use that discernment to figure out which pieces they are and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of like a puzzle. Okay. I'm probably cuckoo. I don't know. I don't think I'm cuckoo, but you never know. You never know. So, you know, like, so from, I would say 2020 on, living in that mindset where I believe that the teachings of Jesus are what are helping me overcome obstacles, what are helping me find healing from the hurt, the pain, the abuse, etc. Like, that part was life-changing. And then since 2023, really believing in the man, you know, like I have a much closer relationship, a personal relationship with Jesus and God. Like, I'm a child of God. And that was one of the things that I used, the mantra, I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God, like over and over and over again, because I had thinking errors. And I learned through, you know, secular thinking therapies that saying, you know, like stopping the toxic thinking and replacing it with a more healthy thinking. It takes practice. You have to literally realize that you're thinking toxic, tell yourself to stop, and then put something else in its place. You know, and so when I would think in my toxic valley girl way, which was like, oh my God, like, I'm so like, I'm so like over this, I'm so like, you know, like that kind of stuff, because that was, you know, that was part of my toxicity. I would stop it and say, I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God. I would just keep saying it. I used a few other tools that helped, but, you know, I think that's a big piece, because when I got to the point where I'm, you know, like, constantly, like, my communication center has a direct link to God and Jesus, and it's just open, you know, like, I don't believe that there are any secrets from God. I don't believe that. I believe that God knows everything. He knows what we're thinking, what we are doing, what we're about to do. Like, there are no secrets. It's like a choose your own adventure book, you know, like, there are you get to a certain page and there's more than one option, but they're already written. So, like, God knows that when we get to this point, we have these options. We have the free will to choose which one. That's the free will. God knows what will happen with each of those choices. So, like, I'm choosing the ones that might be uncomfortable for me, but are right in the grand scheme of things for all of humanity. And so, you know, those are the kind of differences that we have to make. Those are the changes that we have to make when we want to live by His will. So I'm almost to where I'm going. And I had started this out talking about the prophetic conference that I went to, and I'll have to update y'all about that later, because this just came out. So, again, I'm Dixie. I'm a currently homeless lady with resources and a kind heart, and I know I'm gonna get through this. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Oh, my Cash App and my Venmo, again, Dixie Rose PDX, DixieRosePDX. D is in dog, X is in xylophone. Yeah, if you want to donate, cool, because, you know, we're on a journey trying to find a home. So, thanks.